Hello, and welcome to Viewer's Cut. A little about us. We are a couple who recently realized that our views on movies are quite contradictory. Not just from each other, but much from our other counterparts as well. We have been longing to get our thoughts out there, not only for the sake of debate, but in the hope that you too will benefit from these views. Hope you'll like our effort, and if so, please do like, share, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the bell icon. Today, we are reviewing Ahan Shetty's debut film, Tadap. So let's jump right into it.
Shut up and sit down.
So Tadap is based on RX 100, which was a 2018 Telugu film by Ajay Bhupati, starring Kartikeya and Payal Rajput. We have not seen the Telugu version, so we'll be reviewing Tadap as first-time viewers. Do let us know in the comment section if you've seen the Ajay Bhupati film and how you thought Tadap compared to it. For those of you who haven't, Tadap is the story of Ishana, who's a political party worker and a local badass who falls in love with Ramisa, the London-returned daughter of a local politician. What transpires once he falls in love forms the premise of Tadap.
Direction and writing. Tadap is directed by Milan Luthria, who is known for films like Kache Dhage, Once Upon a Time in Mumbai, and Dirty Picture. He also gave us Badshah, so his portfolio has been a mixed bag of hits and misses. Now let's talk about Tadap. While the original film was written by Ajay Bhupati and Syed, Tadap has been adapted into Hindi by Rajat Arora, who has worked with Milan previously on projects like The Dirty Picture and Once Upon a Time in Mumbai. He also gave us fast-paced Taxi Number 911, which we think is by far his best work. In Tadap, Rajat's writing is mixed, with no clarity on the ultimate goal or the message. And here is why. The story starts with a bang and creates a temporary suspense which keeps you invested in the film until you find out what the plot is. And then it feels outrageously cliched and overdone and nothing that we have not seen before. A good suspense movie is good if in the second watch you figure out that there were clues all along that you had missed in the first watch. And we promise you, there is absolutely nothing like this in the movie except for maybe a momentary, oh, aisa tha kya? You would really not feel much. The story does merit from certain unexpected plot twists, but the movie just can't stop clinging to its cliches. The script heavily relies on the support cast creating a halo around the character Ishana, therefore glorifying his actions and explaining his behavior, which from a script writing perspective is a weaker approach than showing the real character development because the character has been through something. This distances the audience from Ishana and you spend the entire time of the movie trying to feel sorry about him but failing to do so. There is a sequence which portrays the paradoxical situations in which Ahan and Tara's characters are in, which is very well shot, however, only to return back to cliches. Another negative. There is unnecessary comic relief with dialogues that are just cringe-worthy and have absolutely no place in the script. Instead, the final cut would have been cleaner and better with a few minutes of the messy exchanges just removed. The switch from a couple of comic scenes to the serious ones were very abrupt and the audience just doesn't know what to feel in certain moments. Also, it absolutely didn't make sense to play Moja Moja for Ishana to just show off his body. For a song that was popular for Shahid's dance moves, the dance sequence in this one, to say the least, was passable. Speaking of the song, There are dance sequences with white girls. Once again, a digress. A problematic message of Indian men wanting to be desired by Caucasian women. And Bollywood really needs to move on from this. The ending of the movie wasn't satisfactory for our liking either. The movie leaves you with a feeling of witnessing an incomplete story and not in an artistic way. The story has been designed specifically to have fight scenes, and I have to say, some of them seem realistic, giving us some hope, but others are Rohit Shetty level unbelievable ones, which makes us believe that Bollywood keeps going back to the same masala without an attempt to rely solely on the script. The movie fails to take a direction, whether it wants to showcase its characters as black, white, or grey. Take the series You, for instance, where the characters are grey, although mostly black, but also having some moments of white. But at all times, the script never tries to glorify their actions and instead makes us understand what the characters are thinking and takes us along with them on their journey, which keeps us invested. There was not a single scene in this movie which did that. The film does have its moments though. The chase sequences and the fight scenes have all been shot really well. In places though, even those don't make any sense. As Ishana, played by Ahan, tries to capture an attacker, the onlookers just look at him beating the attacker rather than helping him. Kunj shouting before attacking the heroes. What's that all about? Silently maar dena bhai, mar jayega.
Dialogues at some places are excellent, especially the ones by Kumud Mishra and Saurabh Shukla. But that's got more to do with the veterans being masterful with their delivery rather than the writing itself. The same dialogues coming from the tones used in Satyameva Antim would sound hilarious. However, the cheesy Bollywood dialogues no one says in real life is surely something Bollywood should do away from. Also, a couple of others, something along the lines of guys like babes, not bones. ऐसे कौन बात करता है, वो भी अपनी दादी के साथ. Cinematography. Ragul Dharuman, who gave us gems like Agnipath and My Name is Khan, collaborates with Milan on this project. Ragul's cinematography is hands down probably the best feature and a saving grace for this film. Drone shots, bike rides, fight scenes and chase sequences have been shot well. Something we really enjoyed. Background score and music. Pritam's music is decent and creates good vibes, but not the kind of songs we'll remember for a long time. Perhaps barring Tumse Bhi Zyada by Arijit. John Stuart Eduri's background score at places is apt and creates the energy required for the fight scenes, but the comic scenes rely on the background scores to let the audience know where to laugh. Which is the kind of comedy Indian audiences are starting to move away from exceedingly. We would have loved to see some witty dialogue without there being a need to prompt. Tara Sutaria. To be honest, Marjaba was a forgettable venture with mediocre performances, so Tara needed to bounce back with Tadap to make a mark. In Tadap, Tara gets a poorly written character, a bade ghar ki beti who needs to be rescued out of her world, something we've become used to with female characters in Bollywood. With the kind of script that was provided to her, she did an above average job. She shows glimpses of talent, grossly underutilized in the movie. But at several instances, her dialogue delivery seems bumpy and lacking confidence, an area we would definitely love to see her improve in. Not to mention, we hope she gets a way better script going forward. Ahan Shetty. Ahan shines in places, especially in chase sequences and in showing emotions of anger, anguish and frustration. But otherwise, he reminded my husband of Imran Hashmi in early 2000s when he carried the same expression throughout the movie. However, I personally disagree since I'm a huge Imran fan. Anyway, Ahan makes a genuine effort to bring an energy to his character, but somewhere the character is written as a depressed individual seeking revenge, devoid of emotions. So the lack of expressions work for Ahan in a few scenes, but in others, we found ourselves wanting to see more of his acting and see what he has under his sleeve. There are a couple of scenes worthy of praise. For instance, when Ahan confronts Kumud Mishra, he shows he has the ability to portray sadness and hope. Likewise, when he gets into a soliloquy, ranting about his frustrations, he momentarily shows emotions but then goes back to the same one expression. At the same time, trying to break the fourth wall with as little acting experience as Ahan has probably wasn't the best call. We have been witness to some excellent breaking of the fourth wall in Deadpool, Fleabag, and House of Cards, so this doesn't stand in comparison at all. Overall, Ahan left us wanting to see more, with an average performance and a hint of a promise of a good action actor.
The trailer versus the final cut. We all know that lately the trailers we have been getting from the industry are more often than not a synopsis of the entire movie. This to me kills the movie going experience, and we would urge the industry to make crisper, shorter trailers with as little of story revelation as humanly possible. With Tadap, the curse of the trailers continues. If you saw the trailer before you saw the movie, chances are you'll hardly be surprised at any plot twist. From all the moviegoers to our dearest creators, please, we beg you to hold back the story from us. We do not want a 3-minute movie.
Watch it for Saurabh Shukla and Kumud Mishra's great performances, which overshadow all others, and for the cinematography and action and chase sequences. Don't watch it if you're a cinephile looking for a strong script or if you're seriously looking to be entertained by this movie. We'd say it's not the best way to spend your hard-earned weekend. We hope you liked our video and that you'll continue to support us. Do share your thoughts with us in the comment section. See, we are new to this and we'd love your opinion. Absolutely delighted with your viewership. Until next time.